Welcome back at Pimcore Inspire 2021 and welcome to our session, Print Publishing with Pimcore for Omnichannel Experiences. Now, when talking about omnichannel experiences, print is still and will stay as an essential part of the game for a lot of industries for the next decades, smartly interwoven with digital touchpoints in the customer journey. Join us now and welcome back on stage Klaus Schobesberger, COO of Pimcore, and he will tell us everything about, well, omnichannel experiences at Pimcore and, well, the different concepts and facets of Pimcore's print publishing capabilities to enable print in 2021 and for the years to come. Welcome back on stage, Klaus Schobesberger.
Hi guys, it's great to be back on stage. I hope you enjoyed all your lunch, and I'm happy to talk about print publishing today. Print publishing exactly with Pimcore for omnichannel experiences. So as we heard already from Horst and also from Felix, print is still around, and it's an important ingredient for a lot of organizations for their omnichannel experience management. And some of you, will already have, gathered some experience with print as part of their media mix. Some of you already might have implemented some automations for print, but for some of you, it might be still a lot of effort handling, creating, and providing your various print materials worldwide. So I'm very excited to tell you what's print publishing about and how Pimcore enables print publishing as an integrated part of your omnichannel experiences. And for that, we have to start at our beginnings in 2009. Back then, our founders sat together in the Weisse. I don't know if you heard from this story. And they sat together, drank some beer, and they were discussing how Pimcore could revolutionize the MarTech market. And one of the strategic approaches of the Pimcore platform was from the beginning being open and enabling any kind of output channel. And that means websites, that means mobile apps, that means e-commerce, that means newsletter and so on. And it also includes print as well. And when on the next day they came back together after, I would say, more than just 2 beers and a great hangover, they discussed in detail and recognized, well, print, that's really a different channel, isn't it? Because, at the end of the day, print is something like paged media. So it's really full of challenges. And if we go into detail, when we try to clarify how we can solve the automation of this channel the best way, we understood that complexity and the challenges around print publishing. So one, for example, is the coloring. We as digital ones, we're used to RGB and hex, but what the heck is SMIC? It always looks different, right? So that's really a tough issue. Another one are these complex tables you need to be able to bring into your documents. Another thing are page breaks. I don't know, and formats. If we think of different formats regionally, we got the DIN formats, we got US formats. Oh, that's not so easy to handle this. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if you know that issue with page breaks. I'm sure some of you are aware of that situation when you add 2 additional products to your product listing, and then you can change the whole pages, the whole document, because 2 added products change everything for the further pages. And workflows and lifecycle, for example, lifecycle management. So, when we talk about print materials, print documents, we have not only a workflow for the whole catalog, for a whole document, but even for every page, and even for every asset and every product that is part of the document. So that is really, I would say, complex. And another thing is variance management. So if you're providing print communication on a global scale, you have those regional variants where you have a subset of products as part of your regional catalogs, for example. And last but not least, when you do that on a global scale, you also got translations. You have multi-language variants of all those information. And the tough thing is, it's not always about just changing the text blocks from language A to language B. Because, certain languages have the challenge that the texts are just longer. So, thank you for all the French guys. This is really a tough issue sometimes. And we have to be aware of that solution and come up with solutions for that critical issues. And if we go into detail, you will see, well, it's really full of challenges. And if we think of what is the best approach for the automation of print, we have to differentiate between the different levels of print. Because, print is really a special output channel. Because there are situations where it's not possible to have that fixed standardized layout, which we all know from digital channels, which can be reused for each time content is published. So it's really depending on the standardized and templated layout. And the first level of print automation we call creative integration. Creative integration is necessary and helpful when you support your graphic designers to directly access assets and data. Good examples are an individual campaign layout or even an editorial magazine where every page and every design is so specific that it doesn't make sense to provide templates for this. Second level of print automation we call semi-automation. Here it's about an integrative approach of assets, of data, and content, so that those are retrieved automatically and inserted and rendered inside print documents. And there are different approaches for that. There's one possibility where those, for example, InDesign documents are just generated and exported. It's just one way. And we have the possibility where it's really integrated. So it's also even possible that the data and the assets can be updated at any time via the client or even via the server. Good examples for that semi-automations are, for example, catalogs or brochures or leaflets or even packaging documents. And third level of print automation is full automation. So where it's really possible to do a fully automatic generation of a print document. And that makes sense when it's really possible to standardize your layout by 100%. And good examples for that are a product folder, a price list, and I think the best example for full automation most of the times is a product data sheet. So for all those print automation requirements, we as Pimcore, we offer an appropriate integration approach. So we really can say, Pimcore is the perfect framework for omnichannel publishing. And if we go a step further and look into more detail, I already mentioned, that we got those different integration approaches. And for integrated print publishing, where it's about full automation, we provide integrations with WK-HTML to PDF engine, which we use for more simple print automation scenarios, where it's about one pages, for example. And we use PDF Reactor for very complex scenarios. And when it's about semi-automation, where it's about integration into InDesign, for creative integration, there is a partnership with CI Hub. And we offer integration approaches for 65-bit, which is better known for the product name Easy Catalog. And also, we got a strategic technology partnership with the print group based on the integration with the print suite. And in the next slides, in the next minutes, I would like to give you some impressions of great examples from real-life projects. And I would like to start with, from the different levels, I would like to start with creative integration approach. And, for individual campaigns, it's perfectly done via using our integration with CI Hub. So here it's really possible to connect directly inside InDesign, inside an own palette, connecting to Pimcore and having the possibility to directly search and filter and facet our digital assets inside InDesign. Another great example for semi-automation for catalogs and brochures is done by our strategic partner Elements for Bosch. Bosch is a specialist manufacturer for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technology, and they got a massive catalog, a massive print catalog with more than 680 pages. And this is a really important thing for them because they use it for their contractors and distributors to sell their products worldwide. And Elements uses Pimcore based on our Pimcore Web2Print editor, including PDF Reactor, to create this. So it's all done, by Pimcore on board, including the PDF Reactor engine, which is really great. Another example for semi-automation was done by the long-standing print group solution partner Premedia for the client JAF. JAF is one of Europe's leading wholesaler for wood and wooden materials from Austria. And while the PIM fundament was provided by our strategic partner Elements, Premedia retrieved all the data objects and assets from Pimcore platform to the print suite, where JAF is now able to plan all their print documents inside. And they're doing this for more than 80,000 products with various languages for more than 18 countries. And the automation here is by 90% of the full print production. So that's really huge. And we see here some examples. So we see here the direct access of the data objects inside Pimcore. So they are synced to the print planner, to the print planner. And inside the print planner of the print suite, it's possible to define certain templates, print templates, according to the different data objects. And later on, it's possible to have a visual overview and a visual planning of the whole print document inside the print suite. And the graphic designer, based on those plan structures, is now able to render those pages and generate these pages inside InDesign. And we see here inside an own palette the direct access to all the Pimcore data objects. Another great example was done by our silver partner Incogs for Audi. Here it's about signage boards for Audi's car showrooms, and they used Pimcore's Web2Print editor to do this. So a great example so that you can see print is not only paper, as Horst Huber already mentioned today, so it can be even more. Another example where we see what's all possible with print publishing with Pimcore is a case from our strategic partner Elements done for Protouch, where we see that nearly everything is possible. And they used Pimcore and Pimcore's print engine and the possibilities to create a custom configurator to be able to design jerseys, and at the end of the day, automatically print-ready flocking PDFs are created for production later on. And a great example, as I mentioned before, for full automation are product sheets. And one great example here is done by Elements for JAF. So with just a click on a button or just by clicking, on the website, the latest product data sheet is generated fully automatically. When we talk about print, we also have to think of, what's ahead. How could print look like in 2025? And I think we already now saw a lot of great cases and a lot of great examples of, especially also of web to print and print on demand cases. So where it's done by user, right? But we are highly convinced that print contextualization is the next big thing. So where it's not about a user who creates that layout automatically, but it's a machine, maybe based also on machine learning algorithms. So here, when we talk about print contextualization, it's really getting interesting again. So we see that it's possible based on the Pimcore platform and all the available assets and data objects and content, and our existing marketing automation framework, as we heard of today, or even a third-party marketing automation integration, it's possible to create all those individualized print documents on demand. Like, for example, print offers, a personalized price list, or a contextualized coupon, for example. So we are highly convinced that we will see great cases next year in context of this. And I hope you saw Pimcore is even more than just owning the digital world. With Pimcore, we make sure you really own the omnichannel world. So I hope you like that and can't wait to see next great print cases for the next years. Thank you, guys.
Klaus, that was quite eye-opening, but you just said it on your last slide. Pimcore is usually about owning the digital world.
Absolutely.
And today you're speaking about print and the omnichannel. Why?
Yeah, I think it's quite obvious. For as long as it is important to provide print for our clients, it is important for us to provide solution approaches to automate this and to make it, the best way possible. So it's the same if we were talking about digital marketing. Is it digital marketing? Is it marketing? At the end of the day, it's about a holistic experience for the clients. And so as long as our clients have thousands of print documents where it's a lot of effort to change and to update that content, we need to come up with great solutions for that.
So whenever there's a solution needed, you would love to provide it in order to make your clients happy, of course.
Absolutely.
So one final question. How do you think print will shape the future of omnichannel experiences in the future?
Yeah, I think like we saw on the last slide, so we are totally convinced that it's really about contextualization on demand. So, that it's automatically created on demand for a full and holistic experience based on a great marketing automation engine.
All right, so great future we're looking into. Thank you very much, Klaus, and we need to clear the stage because the CEO is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We
All
have to
right,
run.
so we'll be back in just a few moments.